everyone. Thank you so much for joining us in another AEF podcast. I am your co-host, Rob Starr, along with
Frankie D, the Holy Grail, the legacy artist.
There you go. I was not even expecting that one. The legacy artist. The Holy Grail legacy artist himself. Welcome so much, guys. Thank you for joining us today. We're just going to be talking again about recapping of what we've been up to. And since the last time we all spoke with you all, we hope you enjoyed our previous episodes leading up to this one with regards to talking about our approach to the mainstream media, regards to sports, entertainment, and a lot of other things going on with the streaming services coming out in the last couple of months. Frankie D and I are very excited for the new origin stories that we've been working on for Almost Lead Films with Enchanted Mafia Origins. Cupid is pretty much on its last couple of shots, and then we're moving right into post-production with it. And then going into shortly after that, working on Easter Bunny Origins, followed with Tooth Fairy, and then I believe Father Time will be finishing off.
Yeah. They won't be released in that order, but that's how we're going to tackle them.
Yeah, we figure we'll give you the behind-the-scenes little talk about how we're filming them, so that way if there's ever a data bank that writes this stuff down, they'll go, oh, this is when principal photography was done for these particular films and shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's been a little bit of time, a handful of weeks. I guess not since mid-September that we kind of did a little bit of a show. Frankie D was a busy beaver, but it's been awesome, and I can't wait for him to share with you guys what he's been doing. So do you want to take it away for yourself?
Yeah, but before I get into that,
right,
I'm going to plug Atypical Man again.
Shame on me. I've been a terrible co-host.
Don't worry. Great watch company, great jewelry company. They're going to have their Black Friday sale this coming Black Friday. It's going to be 50% off, so check them out on their website. Great watches. You've seen it. Mm-hmm. I'm not paid to say this or anything. I just always endorse something that I'm firmly behind. So there's that. So check them out. I believe their website is... hold on, let me just pull it up here. If I can pull it up that quick. They're definitely on Instagram at The Atypical Man.
Is the A capitalized or?
Sorry, no, it's just Atypical Man for their Instagram. Their website is theatypicalman.com. That's where I was getting the confusion. And yeah, you can check them out there. You can check out their watches, bracelets, necklaces, all great stuff. You can dress up. The watch is perfect. You can dress up in a suit with them, or you can just dress up to go buy any kind of groceries with them. It's great, perfect.
Yeah, the products look really, really nice, really smooth, really clean. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. A lot of the watches too, and I guess I was saying earlier to you, the bracelets, they look really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well take advantage for the Black Friday sale. Why
definitely,
not?
Definitely.
Or if you have, gift for your boyfriends or fathers or uncles, cousins. It looks really nice, and I think it goes with a lot of different attires too. It looks very, very classy and quality stuff. And this is, like you said, right, Ontario. So
they're in Ontario. I think they're Guelph, Ontario. I believe they're from Guelph. Yeah.
Yeah, they look like they do carry some great quality products. So yeah, I would definitely be interested. Actually, the Instagram says started by 2 Canadian guys. So if that isn't nice enough to hear, then I don't know what is. But Atypical, good for them stuff. Well, Frankie D, it's finally good to have you here. Talking about some of the products or projects that we've been working on separately, individually, and then obviously, recapping a little bit on what we're planning on working on for the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just finished doing a show. Earlier this month, right?
End of October.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Beginning of November.
Wow, it has been a month. Wow.
It has been a month. That was She Kills Monsters. That was more so stunt base.
Yeah.
So that was interesting to do. The plot of the storyline is if you're into Dungeons and Dragons, you get a lot of like the Dungeon and Dragon humor from it. Mm-hmm. But that was great because it was a lot of stunt work. It was the second time this year. I'm proud of myself because this year every theater production I've done has been a paying gig. Mm-hmm. It's been paying there, so that was pretty good. The cast I don't know if I mentioned it before. So when I auditioned for this, I auditioned for another play called The 39 Steps with the Scarborough Players. The 39 Steps is amazing. Oh, sorry, not Scarborough Place, Scarborough Theatre Guild. It's completely amazing. It's a spoof on like all of Hitchcock films.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I got cast to be the lead in that, but then I also got cast to be in this one.
Wow.
Now, yes, this one paid me because the other one was community theater, but at the same time, I always like to challenge myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, this is stunts on stage. I've done stunts on film. Let's do stunts on stage. Plus, it's a whole bunch of new people I've never worked with before. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this one. Even if it's not I wasn't the lead role in this. You've seen it, and I wasn't the lead role. And it came out really good.
Yeah,
we out of the 6 shows, we had 4 sold out shows.
Yeah, they were nice.
They were nice. One of them was Halloween. That's why I didn't sell out, which is, I'm going to say, because, people are busy celebrating Halloween.
Well, I got to say, it was Halloween, but the weather was pretty rough outside for people. But it was nice. It was a nice, cozy little place you guys did the show. I was happy, actually. I was in that crowd for the Halloween show.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it was good. I didn't know what to expect because I didn't really, coming in, I didn't really know anything about it or what it was based off of, but I kind of liked that it was based off of Dungeons and Dragons. I've always thought it'd be kind of cool to watch shows or movies maybe do like something based off of a Dungeons and Dragons quest.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever seen that, but they made it more like I don't want to say too much of a parody out of it, but there was an episode of Community. They did 2 episodes of based off of Dungeons and Dragons quests.
Right.
Which I thought were really fun episodes, and they're funny, and the cast and crew did a really good job on those ones. So yeah, to watch this in live theater, I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, and I got to keep my hammer in the show, and I got to keep. Because at one point we all form, not all of us, but 5 of us actors formed to become this dragon. And I got to keep the dragon head.
Yeah, that was cool, actually. The way they did the lighting cues, too, to make that all practical stuff work. I thought it was fun. I thought it was really fun to watch. So that's great. Congratulations on that to you and the cast.
Yeah, I was still feeling some pain for the next week or 2 weeks after the show, but it was good pain.
Yeah, you're doing a couple of flips, right? Rollovers.
I take one when I get clotheslined, which the fight I do with the owlbear.
I didn't realize there was an owlbear you were fighting.
So at the end of the montage, after I elbow drop the rat.
Yeah, I died at that one. That was a good.
The owlbear goes ha, and I say, "Oh, great, owlbear!" So that little fight I have with the owlbear was coordinated by me with the help of Lee, who was playing the owlbear. Because I had a wrestling background. So like the clothesline, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take this big bump, and it was it wasn't so, because the floor there was like a stage floor, so it had a little bit of give, but doing it repeatedly for so long, it's just like, oh, okay, this is gonna take a toll.
Yeah, for sure.
Because before every show we did a fight rehearsal.
Yeah, I've been in a few stage productions myself. They always do. I like to do a fight call before a show. Yeah, they do before they call actors to stage. They do depending which actors have to do physical stuff. They'll do a fight call just to rework it, or just make sure. It doesn't matter. It could have been the 10th show, or it could have been the first show. They always do a fight call beforehand. Which I think is good. And unfortunately, you might have to take a semi bump again, depending if you're not hurting yourself. So, but I think it's important that is always happening. And I completely understand. It could definitely be tiresome. You could definitely work your way in, but I mean, it was a good show. And I thought the cast and crew did a great job. And it was fun to watch. Now, you've worked with some of the people before on that one, right?
I worked with some of the people, such as Jake and Maddie, the stage manager.
Jake's a real asshole. No, he's not. He's a good guy.
Jake's a good guy.
Really great guy.
And then Suzanne I worked with as well. Yeah. Everybody else, I was still kind of new working with them. The ones that I worked with before, they know my kind of style, because I'm more kind of serious whenever it's theater. I tend to, I don't want to say sit by myself, but I tend to focus just on my whatever character I'm playing. Which I think for some of the new people coming in, they're like, what the hell is this guy all about? Whereas Jake, every time you'd see me, he'd be like, oh, hey, Frank, and he'd come give me a hug, right? And then I guess I don't know. To me, I always felt like people thought I was playing favoritism to some people, but I was just like, no, that's just when I'm in theater. I'm just focusing.
Fair enough.
That's about it.
Well, no, I think it's good. I mean, at least for what you guys did, those minor moments, your characters crossed paths. I thought, yeah, you guys still kept the chemistry going, even from when you did the show earlier in the year, The Woods Are Dark and Deep.
Yeah.
So that's good. Like, it's good to kind of work with people you're familiar with. It kind of gets you more comfortable. It's always nice to meet new people at the same time, but Definitely. It's great that you have familiar faces because it just makes everything a lot more smoother and you're comfortable knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses. So, no, it was fun. I'm hoping something down the line again of that kind of style of storytelling of like with Dungeons and Dragons. Like I'm thoroughly intrigued. I know they made the Warcraft movie, but I wouldn't mind if they did something
on stage.
Yeah, with Dungeons and Dragons particularly, or even just for a feature film or a show.
Right.
People they did the whole Jumanji films now where you get sucked into the game. It probably would have been cool to even watch like if they did something like that with Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Because, there's a lot of endless possibilities in there.
Well, it's like Stranger Things almost. Because Stranger Things, they start off playing Dungeons and Dragons, then you realize, no, they're actually just in a Dungeon and Dragons sort of type scenario. So I think that's one of the examples fairly close to it. Yeah. I would say.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Even, American Horror Story, they do like a specific theme per season. Like, the most recent one is 1984 or 1980 something. I'm botching it. And then there's American Horror Story, such and such. They have every season is different. It's the same actors, but they're playing like different. It's alternated. Like even the mini series that came out last fall. I think it was around this time or September time. Maniac with Emma Stone and
Jonah Hill.
Yeah, they go to do testing this new medication, but it allows you to relive like memories from your past or whatever. But it also sometimes creates new scenarios. And I think that when I was telling people who were trying to watch it, give them a little bit of a rough synopsis. It's like if you take Inception and The Matrix and put it together, like you're taking medication, but you're also going under in a machine to kind of like, and you're experiencing it like, firsthand what's going on.
Right.
Now, it doesn't mean if you get killed, you actually die or your brain turns to mush because you're so many dream levels in. Nothing like that at all. But, everyone has an emotional experience for me. So, it was... Yeah, and at one point, like, they're playing different characters in these visions, and it's really funny. Emma Stone's character and Jonah Hill's character, their minds keep on interlapping. They keep on jumping into each other's, mental environments, whatever it is, whenever they go under.
Right.
So, yeah, it's and that's a good, 8 to 10 episodes. I watched it last year. It was pretty good, but if you haven't checked it out, Maniac isn't too bad. I think Emma Stone was a producer on that one. So yeah, it was a pretty good series.
Interesting. I didn't know. Why didn't I think about this the first time? Because my character Orcus brings it up, but it's also like Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
The guy leaps into a different body.
Yep, exactly. 100%. So, great job.
Thank you.
No, it's been great. I was happy I got a chance to watch it. I was thoroughly intrigued. I figure, so I enjoyed Words Are Dark and Deep, and so I figured anything you do, put your name around, you always have, good choices, and it's quality stuff to see and come watch. So
thank you.
No, anytime.
I was surprised. The one line that I always loved to say was the Quantum Leap line, because that got everybody.
Yeah.
But the last show, because every show got a laugh, but the last show, it was like everyone was like so like into what I was saying. But as soon as I said the last part of the line, like, and putting things right that once went wrong, and hoping each time his next leap will be the leap home. And then I hear this one audience member just go, "Aww." And I'm just like, yes, I got him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first saw your character, I didn't know if he was going to be the main antagonist or if he was just, and then he ended up joining the quest. I thought he was actually, for a second, I thought you were the main antagonist.
Right.
I didn't know. Like, you gave the character's soul away or whatever it was, so then they ended up having to go on an extended quest for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. And you've now currently are working Casa Loma like
crazy.
Yeah, right?
Crazy. Yeah, there's been like there's been some weeks where it's only been 30 hours, but then there's been weeks where there's like 50 hours.
That's crazy.
With Casa Loma, for those that don't know, I work for Escape Game that operates out of Casa Loma. The company I work for is Secret City Adventures, and they have now they have 5 games there. They just opened up their new one November 1st. So there was a lot of training. I haven't been fully trained on it because I what it is because the other games need to run at the same time, so not everybody can train all at once, right?
Yeah.
But it's been crazy busy there. It's getting into the busy season. There's been corporate games, which, start at 11 a.m. And then we go all the way until like 9 or 10, right? Or even 11. When you're in the Murdoch mystery game, it's on the weekends. You can work from 11:30 to 11:30.
Wow.
But it's like I'm grateful for it. I get to act all the time. I get to play these characters that are not set in modern times. With the new game, the Dragon Song, if you're the MC, you actually go into the dragon costume, which is a puppet, and you control the eyes and the mouth to talk to the players.
Was it like that? Is it the same piece of equipment that when we went to go and do the Halloween walk, they had something similar like that, but it was like a dog's head, or I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
When we walked, was it that same piece of equipment?
Similar to that, where you see the I'm gonna say the actor. When you see the actor inside it, well, you wouldn't see the actor because there's the body of the dragon, and then they built a nest around it. But if the nest wasn't there, you would have been able to see the actor's legs.
Wow.
But because of the nest there, you just see this dragon chained up, and when you go inside, it's like bicycle brake kind of looking contraption. The left, I think, is for the eyes, and the right's for the mouth. So you can make the eyes blink, or you can open the mouth.
For sure.
And the only way we could see is there's these 2 kind of holes on the side of the stomach,
right,
that are mesh-like, where you can see outwards, right? So you're like, okay, they're coming, so we can prop it up, and then you can move the head left or right just by maneuvering it.
Wow.
Right?
That's awesome.
It's quite interesting. They're still working out some of the kinks.
But this is all year round?
This is all year round, yeah.
Wow.
The escape games there are all year round there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I know obviously you just said the newest one opened up November 1st. Is there a chance they're going to be trying to open up expand on more games than just the 5?
So it's the 5 right now, right? Because Dragon, they're going to finish off working off the kinks of that one. They're going to look at the other escape games there to see, like, is this puzzle working? Do we need to get more props to make it look better? They're going to reevaluate those. But I did hear, now don't quote me on this, but I did hear if Dragon does good, they might open up another game.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I don't want to say what it is, but I've heard what it could be.
Cool.
And it sounds...
Is it like anything connected to any like films or any TV shows, or is it something completely unique?
It's not connected to a specific film, but it's connected to the film industry.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say.
Cool.
That's I don't know if they're going to open it anytime soon. It could be like a year, 2 years.
With this line of work that you're in, is there like a specific busy season? Like would holiday seasons be the ones, or like is it summertime?
Summertime is definitely busy, but it's not as busy as the Christmas season.
Really?
Yeah. Because you got a lot of corporate games or a lot of parties coming. It's like, oh, it's Christmas. We're going to celebrate by doing a game. Right?
I didn't realize how big it was in terms like is it larger than Black Creek Pioneer Village up in like North York, Toronto? In terms of like the larger amount of capacities it allows people to play certain games, or
no? The games there are much smaller because Black Creek, where Dark Things Dwell, is also run by Secret City Adventures. Black Creek holds up to 60 players.
Wow. And
the first time they opened it, that's when I started working, which was like 3 years ago. And every day, in October, every day, with the exceptions of Monday, we only ran 2 games because one was 5 o'clock and the other was like 9 o'clock games. And they were always sold out.
Wow.
So we were entertaining, both games combined, 120 people.
Twice a week. You said Mondays and...
Except for... No.
Oh, sorry.
In October, every day except for Mondays.
Wow. So
Yeah.
that's 6 days, 120 people.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's a...
That was a lot. Now it kind of it's not like they used to be there.
Mhm.
But the Casaloma games, like King of the Bootleggers, is the biggest one there, which holds up to 20 people.
Yeah.
And the other games hold up to 11, 12 people.
Would you recommend Casaloma experience, or would you recommend Pioneer Village?
See, I would recommend, if I'm just looking at it like story, if I'm looking at it, how can I explain this? Because Black Creek is cool because you're in the village.
Yeah.
You're not actually inside a room. Well, you go into a building and then you're inside a room, but you also get to explore half the village. You played it. You know what I mean?
I was going to say that was probably the more intriguing thing. Anyone I've talked to who likes doing escape rooms, escape games, kind of stuff like that, I said Casaloma was a really, really amazing, fun experience.
Yeah.
And it was cool because there are a lot of unique ideas and stories you can do out of those games. And I thought when I went to Pioneer Village, I'm like, wow, I've never done it where you go into a building, you're already going through the path of the village, plus you go into a building, you have to figure out puzzles within that building or in the room of the building, leave that building, find out a new clue that takes you to another location,
right,
i.e. a building or something,
right,
work again in another room of that specific building or whatever, and then leave again and then, figure out the puzzle. So I loved that there were stages.
Yeah.
So much that you're moving.
You're almost like on a journey or a quest.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I thought that was really intriguing because I've done a lot and I've never experienced anything like that.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, like that's the cool aspect of it. Plus, when I was doing it, there was a lot of, because we had to be scary characters, because it's supposed to be haunting, we're cursed by the evil. So there's a lot of times where, you would stand on one side of the village and on the other side, all you hear is, ah, ah, like so many screams and yells. It was great. With Casaloma, what's interesting about Casaloma is, I think the games itself, not all the games, but the games themselves are a bit more appealing as opposed to you have to uncurse the village.
Right.
Right? Because there's King of the Bootleggers where you have to overthrow Rocco Perry and become the next kings and queens of the bootlegging business, right?
Yep.
The Dragon Song, you have to find the last dragon egg and play the song before Markov completely destroys everything.
Sounds intense.
Station M, you're looking for Nazi gold.
Nice.
Right? Escape the Tower, you have to transmit 4 U-boat coordinates to our allies in England before the Germans know you're here.
Nazis.
Everything's set in like early 1900 time frames, right? Nice. And then Murdoch is you have to find out what happened to William Murdoch. And you don't need to watch the show to understand anything of it.
No, but it's always, I guess, for the sake of being familiar, the one or two actors like, hey, he's in Murdoch.
Hey, he's William Murdoch.
And he's talking to me.
It was funny because one of my coworkers, when I was training on Murdoch, because when we played it, I wasn't trained on it.
No.
But now that I'm trained on it, so when I was training, one of my coworkers, there's this one puzzle where, I'm not going to give away what you do, but you're supposed to construct a face.
Mm-hmm.
And once that face was constructed, she looks over at me and she goes, that kind of looks like you, Constable. And I just went, no. And I looked at it and I'm like, that kind of does look like me.
Oh, man, you have to play along with it?
No. Well,
it's not supposed to.
It's not supposed to.
It's just kind of funny. It does.
It does.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow. That's kind of fun, though. Yeah.
The escape games are definitely... I always suggest going to do... I'm going to be biased. Go do the ones that I work at.
Fair enough.
Because we sell more on experience, right? Experience and storytelling for the players. Because there's a lot of times where, you don't win.
Yeah.
Right? And when you don't win, people kind of like, oh, that sucks. But it's like, hey, did you have a good time? Did you enjoy your experience?
You know what? It was really funny. I did an escape room where we had to break out of this jail cell.
Right.
And I was with 3 other friends. It was the 4 of us. But we had these locks that had combinations you had to, figure out. And there was 4 of them. and we had to find puzzles that got the combos to all 4 of these locks, and they would help us unlock utensils to unhinge the jail door and escape. And we found a puzzle for the first combo, for the first lock, got a piece of it. Found another puzzle that figured out, got us the new combo, unlocked the second lock.
Right.
Then we got the third lock, figured that one out, with another pain in the ass puzzle. And then we're stuck on the fourth lock. We're like, well, what the hell? Like, we're looking, and at this point now, we're trying to look for a new piece of puzzle to work out, and couldn't figure it out. We're there, and we burned half an hour of the game trying to find this fourth. Like, what the heck? We were finding so many things that were leading to. Lo and behold, after we lost because we ran out of time, we couldn't figure out what the heck the fourth lock was. The same combination for the third lock was again for the fourth lock, and we're like, "Are you kidding us?" We're like, "You mean to tell me that the third lock, because they were attached to but they were separately locked on this big piece together,
right?"
So I guess you're supposed to clue in that you're supposed to use the same combo for both locks, but from us, because it's been the first 2 already had different ones.
Yeah.
The third one is a different one from the other 2 who are already different. We're thinking, okay, there has to be a fourth separate combo
lock somewhere, yeah.
And we're like, what? When the girl came and relieved us that we were done, you mean to tell us that the third combo was again used for the fourth lock as well? What the? We were so beat up on it. We were like, wow, just what a way to kind of get kind of lose the game based on the fact that it was the same thing the whole time.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely could vouch for the experience of even if you don't pass through, it's kind of fun to find stages of it. And yeah, I did play the Murdoch one, and it was nice to be with a group of people, and everyone's kind of figuring out a little piece by piece. And it's nice. It's at least for anyone like myself who's likes movies and mysteries and things of that nature. It felt like a National Treasure movie or one of those things that's just trying to find out a combination or a puzzle or a riddle.
Right.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are intrigued with that kind of stuff. And if I had to give any suggestion, Pioneer Village is awesome, and Castellone was phenomenal. And the staff there, they seem to be very friendly and very comfortable. And obviously they play their parts really well. According to the characters. So yeah, I can understand why someone like you who is both does that, in terms of organizes the games and is in charge of it, whether being MC or actually a character in game.
Yeah.
To even being a person who just loves to come and maybe play it, who you haven't worked on the games because you're not trained on it. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, man. Congratulations on it. Yeah, and it's good work.
Thank you.
It's great work.
Thank you. There is one thing that I did, because I think I mentioned it to you last year. I'm still part of the Murder Mystery Dinner Theater.
Oh yes, that's right.
So I had to one night go all the way up to Kitchener because that's where the party was, and thank God the snow melted and there was no snow.
That would have been a pain.
Because to do the trek up there was but that I'm bringing up because that whole party was completely awesome, completely awesome.
Was there good catering?
Well, the venue was nice. Right, and the food was delicious. The venue, I said to one of the actors I was working with, I'm like, this looks like it could be a drug dealer's house, but it was this nice villa. Did I show you a picture?
I don't think so.
I think I might still have one. That's where that's the dining hall.
Oh, okay. I think I do. This doesn't.
I'll post this.
I believe I remember seeing this.
I'll post the photo in the video.
Was this? This looks like quite an extravagant party. Was this a wedding or?
No, so it was a Christmas party for a company called Juice Plus. And they themed it. I think this way. Is that the foyer?
That's someone who's dead on the ground, or
yeah, that's the foyer. So the theme for this Christmas party was murder mystery, but it was a Christmas party, so on the tables there was skulls, and from time to time I'm like, is this Halloween? And I remember wearing a Santa hat. I'm like, it can't be Halloween because it's a Christmas party. But it was so, the character I even play. So I work for the murder mysteries. It's called Big Time Murder Productions.
Cool.
And the show is called Silence of the Hams. And I played Donnie Cocktail, the love god, And I brought in, this is the first time I ever did the bit where I'm like, I'm Donnie Cocktail, the love god, the guy with this face. And everybody kept repeating it. And I was like, yes. But I got to sit in front of these two sisters.
Were they hot?
They were pretty.
Cool.
One was Karen, the other was Blair, and it was just like, oh, this is interesting. Because my character is the flirty guy, so I was flirting with everybody, right? And everybody was enjoying it. But it was like, Juice Plus the people who work there were fantastic. The company that we were hired, that hired us, the venue was great. The staff there was great. It was just a fun experience all around.
When you do these particular murder mystery games, the character that you're playing, have you played it before?
Yes.
And when you do play this character, do you have signature lines you have to say? Do you have bullet points you have to cover? Like,
so
how much of it is improvised? How much of it is scripted?
So we're given. There's a script, and the script is the majority of the script revolves around when we're asked questions. Okay. So it's like, oh, Donnie. Okay, next the person I want to ask questions is Donnie Cocktail. Can you make your way up? And then that's when the police officer and I do the scripted parts. Even though we might not hit word per word, we're still hitting our beats, right? To get all that information out there to people. When we're mingling with people, we can bring some of those aspects from the script into what we're talking about. Right. But it's also mostly improving, because I don't know what the person's going to say to me, right? Yeah. I guess you will respond accordingly to what they say in character. Yeah, like here's as best you can. Yeah, so here's the example. So at the same party, I was at one of because the way the tables were set up, it was just 2 long tables. So I was at the end of one of them, mingling with a couple of guests, and no murder has happened yet. Nothing has happened yet. But on their plates, they get like a ballot of like, who do you think did it, with this, with that, and people read it, right? So one of the ladies is just like, I think you did it, Donnie. And I'm like, did what? And she's like, I think you did it. And I'm like, what's going on here? Why do people think a murder's going to happen? What did I do? And they're just like, don't worry, we find you suspicious. So I went, okay. I would go, oh, I know why you find me suspicious, because I'm Italian, right? And as soon as I said that, they went, you're Italian? Oh, hey. And I'm like, yeah, you Italian? Oh, hey, cugino. Oh, hey, paisan. Oh, my God. So then there was like a whole bunch of Italian jokes. One of them said her name was Natalie, and I just started going, Natalie.
Oh, yeah. Da-da. I would do that.
So there's like those kind of little improv moments, right? But yeah, it's like it's mostly scripted for when we're interacting specifically, and then when it's interacting with the regular people, it's just me. I'm going.
See, for my sake, I'm thinking to myself, just so many different parodies of these situations.
Right.
Like, just for anything, you're focusing on trying to be in character, but you're interacting with people on the fly, trying not to give too much away, or just trying to go along with whatever's happening. But for me, like, especially if it's supposed to be a serious situation, I'm not saying I would break. It'd just be a fun experience.
It's definitely fun, because I crank myself up. Yeah. Right? I'm just having fun the entire time. I take some stuff from Enzo Amore.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Because when I get up on mic, so every other character did it's on the stand, the microphone, and when I got up there, well, before I got up there, I do the whole, and when I say Donnie, you say cocktail, Donnie, and then they say cocktail, Donnie, cocktail, yeah. And then I get up there, and I take the mic right off the stand, and I move the stand behind me, because, Donnie Cocktail wouldn't do that. And I go, my name is Donnie Cocktail, but you can call me the Love God. And then, that's awesome. And then I looked at, there's this lady by the name of Franca, and I'm like, and Franca, you can call me anytime you like. And everyone's like, ooh.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's fun. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah, I could definitely see it. It's a good thing you're not around a bunch of Portuguese. I don't think they'd be able to handle that kind of stuff.
No. They would think out in Portuguese, though.
Oh, boy, that'd be rough.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Portuguese?
No.
That's a shout-out to all my Portuguese friends out there. And their poor Benfica and FC Porto, all those teams, they are doing terrible in soccer.
Oh, man.
I feel bad. The only shining bright star they have is Cristiano, who plays for an Italian team, but that's neither here or there. Right?
Well, he's getting too old to play on the national team now.
Don't say that. They still have Qatar. They still have Qatar, and they still have the Euro. They hope for.
No, he'll be enjoying those custard.
You know what tarts. Though? Anytime you see a Portuguese person, ask them how many stars they get for winning a Euro Cup. The answer is donut, nothing. But I do that to my good friend Danny all the time. I let him know, hey, Daddy, how many stars did the Portuguese get for winning the Euro Cup? And he just doesn't answer because he just knows. I'm like, oh, okay. Italy's got 4 World Cups, but who's counting?
Who's counting?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Although this seems like it's been awfully a lot about me, but we did something on Sunday, did we not?
Yeah, actually, lucky enough for us, myself and Frankie D, we had the great fortune of working with Orlando Gallardo, is that how I pronounce it? I hope I pronounced it right, I'm so sorry. Who has worked with us in Enchanted Mafia Dark City. He was in the first episode. I got to actually work opposite him on screen, which was really fun.
You kill him.
Yeah, I do. Spoiler alert for any of those who have not seen the episode. I do kill him. Because he thinks love is a game.
Yeah.
He can just walk around and call
do
for himself.
anything he wants, yeah.
But he had information that Vinny and the Enchanted Mafia wanted to find out on the Cazone families. So that's also too when he was their head accountant. But it was really a fun production. We got to work on Sunday on a short film that Orlando is writing, produced, and directed. It's called Clash.
Mm-hmm.
You had filmed already part of this short film earlier in the year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. So we started filming, I think it was June.
Yeah.
It was really, it's mostly based around stunts.
Yeah.
And, we were done filming that, and then Orlando came and he's like, I need to film this flashback scene. I went, okay.
Yeah. It was good, though, but we had a handful of alumni, because even Aaron, who is our subject who gets his throat slashed,
Mm-hmm.
He was in that with you.
Yeah.
And then obviously we had David Peckham, who did makeup for us on Sunday, and our David Stunts, or we call it David Stunts, because we have David Peckham, who's David Makeup. David Stunts does our stunts.
Yeah, and Kat was, she did makeup on the original.
Yeah, the one earlier in the year, right, in June.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that was cool, but it was a fun day. We started, got there for 8, and we were there for a majority of the day. It was really cool to kind of see what tech and what equipment they were using specifically. I was more or less intrigued. Obviously, it was fun to be on camera and working and getting mic'd up and doing sound check and whatnot for the shoot. But I was just really intrigued. I really was coming to learn to see what they do for techniques and styles. The cast was great to watch and work with, and even the crew. Everyone was really, really nice, accommodating. To shout out to the entire production team there.
Yeah. Even though I think I scared one of them.
Well, you scare them, you leave an impression. I think that's the important thing.
Well, it was like I think I scared her, but at the same time I was serenading her, so.
Hey, it goes a long way. Make an impression. We'll definitely see them again. Great team, great. It was fun. We did have an epidemic though on set. There were a number of Bengal cats everywhere.
Yeah.
Bengal cats was the punchline of the day.
That tore up many hands.
Bengal cats. Yeah, it was. I had PTSD after that for dealing with Bengal cats darting across the room. And it was, I told you this the day of, and it was awesome. I even had to mention this to my dad, just seeing how, there was a lot of medium close-up shots from the waist up or whatever.
Yeah. And
God, thankfully, there were those shots, because if it was full body, they were cats running
everywhere
around the floor, just darting. And they weren't cats these were cats that kept their tails up when they ran. Not that they kept their tails down, so, they look like the bumper cars. They get those things running around, the sticks right behind them. It was funny, just shooting across the room. And I mean, I don't know, I'm always curious to know if audio caught at least for 1 or 2 takes, because then all of a sudden one cat decided to go off and make a bunch of noise just before Orlando called action. So it was really funny. Sound, I believe Mike, who was running sound, he said that it was just before Orlando called action. But I mean, he picked it up because sound was rolling, but it was awesome. That was a fun day. Just getting to see everyone work, and then I even stayed extra after I was finished.
You were wrapped early, but you stayed.
Yeah, I was excited to be there. It was a fun day, man. Just to see everything from lighting to audio to camera and what lenses they were using, the footage. It was cool, and even all the monitors and tech. It was a fun experience.
Yeah.
And then watching the raw footage is really, really cool.
Yeah.
There were some good names working on there. Like one of the gentlemen I met. Have you worked with any of them on before, apart from obviously Orlando? Like, was it a lot of the same crew from the June shoot, or
no? The only same crew member would have been, besides Orlando, David was definitely there. David Peckham.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else was. Mo was there.
Like Gregory Elliott.
No,
No?
he wasn't there the first time around.
Okay, well, I was glad I got a chance to meet him. He was really good.
Majority of the crew was completely different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know where a lot of the equipment. I couldn't remember. Some of the guys were asking Orlando if he had rented some of the equipment from Ryerson. I think he had said something like that. They were from Ryerson.
Yeah.
But,
Well, one of them said Ryerson on it.
Yeah. But yeah, like Gregory Elliott was really nice to watch him work, and he was a really nice guy too. He was all the camera and stuff like that.
He was a good brother.
Yeah.
Brother.
Yeah, but he was amazing to work with. Very very talented individual and really nice guy. Really friendly. So I was saying that to Orlando the day towards the end of when we were wrapping up shooting for the day. I was like, man, it really helps when you have a crew that is just everyone's there for the vision, and everyone's so patient with each other. We're all working to the same goal, right?
Yeah.
You know, it didn't matter if it was minor or large roles in terms of production value, whether you were an actor or just a guy trying to adjust some lighting or helping in background stuff. It was nice.
That's why I always hate the mentality, whether it's crew or cast, where people think they're competing against each other. It's just like, well, no, you have to work with each other.
Yeah.
In order to make this anything. Right? So why are you butting heads? Oh, no, you're the bigger role than I am. I don't care. We're still working on the same project.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And, I mean, and that's why I was just taking from what I saw to learn and definitely apply to AEF and other things in life. It's nice to kind of have people... When you meet for the first time, I mean, you never know, man. You never know who you're going to meet. And like, again, I've heard stories that the industry's, it's a small circle, so everything comes around again, so on and so forth. You run into people when you least expect them because it's just in the same line of work or the same, type of...
Here'd be an example. I managed for one time to get a night off, and Sophie was in a play. Mm-hmm. And then she got me a ticket to go. And I went, and it was at Alumni Theater. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, I'm just a audience member, but there's a lot of people there who recognized me from like, oh, we did this show back 2 years ago. Oh, hey, it's good seeing you again. One of the guys in the show I did Glenn Ross with. Another guy who was in the audience member did another show. So you never it's such a small pool that you're definitely going to see these people in one way, shape, or another.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, even through friends and associates, or if they're in the same line of work like this, but they're just you haven't necessarily worked on a production with them, but they come to watch you or see you. Yeah. So even being in Toronto Community Theatre, I've experienced that on numerous occasions. Yeah. Heck, I went to go watch a play over the weekend, and someone came and approached me after when I was in the lobby waiting for actors to come out from the dressing room, and had approached me to say, hey, I remember you doing Les Mis this long ago, and it was just a small world in that sense. Yeah. People will come and watch other community plays, community theater, and even go as big as far as Toronto's large Mervish area, so... Yeah, and like I said, we pride ourselves here basing on creating a comfortable environment and making sure everyone's relaxed and has what they need to do, what they can to help the production. Yeah, and just have fun. Yeah, exactly. That's what I always try to just have fun on set. Well, yeah, it was fun. I mean, so much fun that I was happy to stay and just watch and learn, and if even like Orlando had asked one or two things, like just a question from me, and like in terms of what I thought about certain stuff, and like I'm liking that when you ask certain people, because I was the same way too when I'm doing directing scenes. I like to ask someone who maybe necessarily isn't a director, but even their opinion, because they'll be watching it as if someone who wasn't working on the production with us, like a regular audience member. And sometimes audience members, obviously, they critique movies. They'll say they liked it, they didn't like it, or if there was a part they didn't like. We do it all the time. For any movie, any TV show. So I love that there was that open to discussion of hearing someone's talks. Now, he wasn't saying, oh, direct the scene, but it was like, hey, do you like that? Do you think that looks good? Like, because it's just those minor little adjustments. And then, we were having that issue with the lighting. There was that shadow problem. We were all like, what the hell's going on? And then I'm like, it's the lighting from there. It's reflecting off the mirrors because they had that funny, interesting, I guess, mirrors on either side of the stairs there. If you noticed in that lobby of that house. We finally fixed that and got it going. But yeah, it was cool. It was definitely intriguing, and even getting to work with some familiar faces always helps. Like I said it earlier to you with working with the play for She Kills Monsters. You get to run into someone who you've worked with before, and even at a time or two more recent, it definitely really helps.
And which one do I want to start with first? So, like, even going back to, like, getting people's opinions on set, like, even after there was that one take in the bedroom, even though you were, like, so far away and I couldn't scream Rob, I did thumbs up. Like, did I do any good? Then Anna was just like, yeah. And I'm like, no, Anna, no.
Yeah, I do remember. Yeah, because it was really cool to be around the corner from you, but they weren't picking up any sound from us. All the sound was coming from you guys, but to watch it on that monitor, it was kind of out of a briefcase, which was really cool. I'd never seen anything like that before, just from my own personal experiences. But obviously, that's probably standard equipment for any set. But I love that. I was like, wow, that's just built in the actual briefcase. I didn't expect it. Like, I thought maybe you open the briefcase, take it out, and then you set it up. No, it's all one piece.
It's all one piece. And I was worried. I'm like, am I performing good, Rob? Was that good?
No. I mean, and I could tell that. I mean, then again, for Orlando's directing style, like it didn't feel like he was putting a lot of pressure on the actors.
No,
it felt at certain points he was allowing the actors to create, which is nice, because you want to be able to, as an actor, do your own due diligence, so you're prepared and you know what your characters' motives are and where they're going. The whole shebang. And the director's there to kind of guide you and allow you to kind of, like, I don't know, he's like I don't want to say the autopilot, but he's like the auto aim. Just in case to help, like, guide you in that certain area of where he wants you to be. Perfect example.
Yeah.
And, I felt like he had those moments. I mean, he's an interesting character. He's funny to watch, but, I respect him a lot. Like, the layperson he is very funny for his natural mannerisms and his visions and stuff. I do have to say this, but to me, I do have a lot of respect for him because I feel that he has a lot of vision. He wants to create. He's got that artist gene in him, which I have to respect, and it attracts people like I'm attracted to people like that have that vision. It's the same reason why I wanted to come work with you. I thought I really liked your vision, but I also liked your passion behind what you're doing.
Right.
From Frank to Frank Films to now that we are doing AEF, but from Enchanted Mafia to Mystery Solved to Dark City
to this podcast
to this specific podcast to TWE. To a lot of other future things that we have, speculated that we would love to work on, we'd love to create. So and that's what's great about working with people, and even saying the same fact that we like to bring people back that we have worked with. And I was even saying that to one of the people on set day. I believe it was Anna. I think I did mention to her, like, she even said that she wouldn't mind, if she would love to work with us, seeing what I had presented to her. Through all our past accolades. And I said to her, or she said, excuse me, that she didn't care if it was a big role, a minor role. She was happy to help. And I said, well, even if it is minor, we're always happy to work with the same people over again, to make it work, make it fit, because even people we've killed off,
we bring back
we try
somehow.
to bring them back somehow. We just like working with other
or if it's
people.
A different project, we'll cast them in there.
100%. And I think if they come with, the great energy and, charisma, and they're happy to work with us and the chemistry's perfect, why would you not expect that they'd come back? We'd always love to work with them again, and it's again to help them help us, and vice versa. We pride ourselves on working with people who have never done it before, people who have been doing it since they came out of the womb, and I love that. And it was a really fun day. I am excited to see the finished product. I don't know. We don't really have details yet on when it's coming out. Probably, obviously, next year, sometime in 2020.
Yeah. And he'll definitely do a screening for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be a big screening party. That means I get to see you again, Anna.
That means I get to wear a suit.
Ah!
That's what I'm excited for, because I'm not going to lie, I do look really good in a suit. I can't lie. It's kind of difficult to really sugarcoat. It is it's the truth. I look good. Look at me here, flaunting myself. That's also a good shout out to my good friend Jesse the Animal Anderson. Big fan of the Joker film, and Nicolas Cage too. Good guy, team guy. Doesn't really do a good job playing Battlefield 5. He's a terrible teammate on Battlefield 5. I play with him, not the greatest teammate. If it wasn't for me, he probably wouldn't get half of his kills, but that's just a gamer lingo. Whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, it's been fun, and I guess in terms of going forward, we're still really excited to go with the origin stories. Depending on what the situation is for when we're booking the next shoot dates, I guess we'll have to figure out for post-production when we start to get started on Easter Bunny origins.
Mm-hmm.
And casting and just finishing up the writing of the script.
I kind of wanted to finish writing all 3 of those next films.
Yeah, simultaneously.
And then doing like table reads.
Mm-hmm.
With not every character, but like the main characters, just to see how it flows.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll worry about that when we get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're getting closer to it, which is really exciting, because if only you guys could know what we know so far. The stories are sounding awesome. Really exciting stuff to do.
Espresso.
Yeah, espresso. Yeah, he's definitely gonna have a good time there, Pat. He will have an exciting time with that. We gotta bring Pat on for one of these too sometime soon.
Definitely.
I don't know what the heck we're gonna talk about with him, but it's probably his mother's cooking, but something along those lines. Anything that remotely intrigues the audiences to want to hear his feedback. I am also trying to think about. We have to promote too. Shortly, we will be doing a podcast on the Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker, and also we have a handful of guests coming on for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Kat, who has been on before, Kat, who does our makeup, she'll be coming on because she said, "Don't do that without me."
Yeah, and check out that podcast we did earlier with Kat.
Yeah, because Kat was letting us know a lot about her own personal stuff going on in terms of stuff, how she got started in the industry with makeup and getting involved in behind the scenes with the film industry, and her own personal life too, which is really exciting. And yeah, it'll be great to have her come back again to do that. A good friend of mine, Tommy Amoroso, will be coming on also for that podcast, and then hopefully we can get our David Stunts to come on. I know he's excited for that, and since we saw him literally the other day for shooting, I told him I wanted him on there, and he was very excited to do it. Hopefully we can get him on, schedule pending but as he said, I know he would love to be on for that one, and I think he would, like all of them, will offer an astounding amount of value to. I want to hear their opinions on where Disney's going with the Star Wars, what they have done so far, because there is a lot of mixed reactions, which is always nice because you get to hear a little round table of everyone's likes and dislikes to what they're doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, big stuff coming on, and we'll probably get at least another one in before the end of the year, before Ricky gets into hardcore holiday mode.
Yeah.
I don't know, and then maybe we'll do some wrestling stuff too coming up, because we still have to get started also in TWE.
Yeah.
Hopefully the actors get back to us. We gotta reconfirm who is and who isn't.
Just get new
Could get new actors.
We'll see.
Depending what it is. I've already written out a bunch of stuff for Bobby Bricks.
Right.
I've also worked on Bobby's bricks too. Like legit the bricks.
Right.
That's what I was going for. The abs. It was hell. I'm dying right now from yesterday's workout. That's not to brag, ladies. It's just to spew the facts. What else can I say?
Well, I can say it's now official on IMDb.
Oh, yeah. I saw that earlier today.
Under the nicknames, it's the Holy Grail.
Son of a gun.
On my IMDb page.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You might have to start getting that trademarked. Someone might come after you for that one. You're not the Holy Grail. I'm the Holy Grail. Just rips off his mask. But yeah, that's cool. How did you just put that in and just...
No.
How did you get that then?
I don't know. It just showed up.
It just showed up?
Get
the heck out of here. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay. Here I'm thinking like, oh, all right, it's a good thing. I'm glad he put it in.
Yeah.
Jeez. I can only imagine what mine is on IMDb, asshole. If someone put that'd be awesome. Actually, that'd be great. I love playing those characters. They're fun. They are great. They're be a little hurtful though, but I'd suck it up. I'd cry in my sleep, but it doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to talk about it right now. I'm okay. I don't want to think about it. But yeah, that's cool. That is cool.
Yeah.
So it's like, and the Holy Grail himself,
Pretty
Frankie
much.
Francesco,
Yeah.
stars in. That's cool. Damn. I never would have thought.
have to get the legacy artist up there.
Yeah, you kind of sprung that on me today, so that's good though.
I heard that the other day, and I'm like, legacy artist. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Did you, when you do like, well, obviously I kind of, even when I mentioned it way back with the Swiss Army knife stuff, and you say, you know what, the Holy Grail, and I'm like, okay, cool, I like it. With even the legacy artist, is this like something that you kind of like just feel naturally to yourself, or you just thought it was funny, or like how would you?
A bit of both. Like I think it's hilarious combined with just like I resonated with it.
Fair enough. Wow, that's not bad. Like because sometimes like I said, like even with characters, I like to play or like to come like I don't know. I'm always experimenting to myself or writing character ideas. Like sometimes characters come up in my mind, and I write them down, these characters, and then I expand and make a story surrounding this character.
Yeah,
like it's like a little seed that blooms into like the whole thing.
Yeah,
and yeah, I've done that with just like little minor like ideas for sketches and scenes and stuff. So that's why I'm always thinking. Because, I mean, one of the things I even wrote down one time was, like, the best stars are extensions of their own personality. And I always applied that even into, like, the wrestling business. I always found that some people just...
it's like Chris Jericho or Ric Flair, right?
Yeah, like, guys are playing themselves, but they're playing a dialed-up version of themselves. Like, I think even Stone Cold Steve Austin did that. He's probably one of the pioneers of that specific thing. He played a dialed-up version of his actual self. Same with The Rock. And that's what I like watching, to get in that genre of entertainment, to kind of get ideas and grasp it. If people are playing dialed-up versions of themselves, whether it be a negative character or a positive character, I'm always intrigued to see that. Right. Where they can take it and where you can go with it.
It's more authentic that way.
Yeah, definitely. And that even ties into going back to Enchanted Mafia. Like, I was finding certain characteristics of my character tying into myself and trying to even apply certain personal things with myself to the character to make, just to, I guess, humanize it and even make the audience connect to the character a little bit more. Same thing with Easter Bunny. I found like there's a lot of human qualities that the character was going through that people could connect with and will really want to be intrigued to follow the Easter Bunny story, whether it goes solo or whether it's part of the ensemble. Yeah. And even with Tooth Fairy and Father Time and even Santa Claus, and if we even get something going with Stingy Jack, that there is connections with people that just find something interesting that about those characters that they want to learn more, and even have like those separate situations that it's fun, and it a dialed up version of ourselves, but through vicariously living through those individuals it's a really fun experience. So we can see where it goes from there. Who knows for sure exactly, but I don't know, dude. I'm trying to think if there was anything else we had to cover.
No, I think that's pretty much covered.
For sure?
Yeah.
We'll call it? Yeah. Okay. Well, everyone, thank you so very much for joining us on another AEF podcast. We really appreciate you taking the time to listen to us. I am your co-host, Rob Star.
I am Frankie D, the Holy Grail, the legend, the legacy artist.
There we go, legacy artist himself. Thank you so much again for listening to us. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Facebook as well as on Instagram. We always love to hear your thoughts and opinions, and maybe other things you would like to hear from us to cover in terms of topics and discussions. So please feel free to leave us a comment in any such platform that we have to offer. Always great to hear from you guys, and thank you so much for listening to us. Take care.